The purpose of the meeting is to provide a fair and objective forum for property owners to appeal their valuation and classification. It is the duty of the local Board of Appeal and Equalization to determine whether the appellant's property has been valued and classified correctly for the current assessment. Per state requirements, all property is to be valued at its market value, and all property is to be classified according to its use. The appeal process assumes that the assessor has correctly valued and classified all property, and the burden of proof rests with the property owner. The local board has the authority to change the valuation or classification of the property for the current assessment year. Property taxes and prior year assessments are not within the jurisdiction of the board. The purpose of the local board is to determine an accurate market value for property where an appeal has been filed. The local board does have certain limitations. The local board cannot consider prior year assessments, reduce the aggregate assessment of the city by more than 1%, exempt property, grant a special program, order percentage increases or decreases for an entire class of property, make changes benefiting a property owner who refuses entry by the assessor. At tonight's meeting, we have 3 sections of appeals for you to address. Section A consists of appeals brought forth by the assessor. These are appeals that the assessor and property owner have agreed to prior to the meeting. They must be read into the record individually and can be approved with one motion. Section B consists of appeals where the assessor and property owner do not agree. These properties are recommended to be referred to the advisors for review and for their opinion of market value brought back to the reconvened meeting on April 22nd. The following advisors were previously appointed by City Council at the March 24th meeting: Mia Beardsley, Ambrosia Severson, and Keith Swanson. And lastly, Section C are commercial appeals to be referred back to staff for further review. Once the properties on the agenda have been addressed, any walk-in appeals can be addressed on a first-come, first-served basis. And after all appeals have been addressed, the LBAE will be continued to April 22nd. And this concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Putz. So we will first act on the properties in Section A, which were reviewed by staff and agreed to by the property owner. Is there anyone present who would like to speak on any of the properties listed in Section A? Is there anyone? All right, seeing no one, we will continue. So I will read the properties in Section A into the record as recommended by city staff. So, and all I'm going to do is share the address of the property and the assessor's recommendation. So property 1 is 4110 St. Mark's Drive, and the assessor's recommendation is $488,700. Property 2 is 5601 Smetana Drive, number 902, and the assessor's recommendation is $240,000. Property 3 is 13020 Woodbridge Trail, and the assessor's recommendation is $734,500. The next property is 54 54 Mayview Road, and the assessor's recommendation is $870,000. Property 5 is 5077 West Mill Road, and the assessor's recommendation is $627,000. Property 6 is 2420 Lorien, and the assessor's recommendation is $1,067,500. Property 7 is 4702 Parsons Close, and the assessor's recommendation is $697,400. Property number 8 is 6124 Clarion Pass. The assessor's recommendation is $850,000. Property 9 is 5601 Smetana Drive, number 108, and the assessor's recommendation is $268,700. Property 10 is 13209 Sheffield Curve, and the assessor's recommendation is $410,000. Property 11 is 4941 Diane Drive. The assessor's recommendation is $770,800. And property 12 is 2700 Ashbourne Road. The assessor's recommendation is $1,150,000. So that is all we have, and there was no one in the audience who had anything to add, so I think we can take a motion for approval. Does anyone have, Councilmember Calvert?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll make the motion to approve all of the uncontested appeals in section 5A.
Thank you, and is there a second? Councilmember Shack?
A second.
All right, we've got a motion by Councilmember Calvert and a second by Councilmember Shack. Please call roll.
Calvert,
Yes.
Rameli,
Yes.
Coakley,
Yes.
Shack,
Yes.
Wilburn,
Yes.
Wearsome.
Yes, motion carries. So moving on to section B, properties which will be referred to the advisors for their recommendation. Is there anyone present who would like to speak on any of the properties listed in section B? Is there anyone? All right, then I will continue and read these properties into the record, and there are only two. The first is 5321 Michaela Lane, and the second is 3426 Robinwood Terrace. So only two properties. Is there a motion to move items 1 and 2 for the advisors to review? Councilmember Calvert?
Thank you, Mayor. I make the motion to approve items 1 and 2 in section B.
And is there a second? Councilmember Rameli?
Second the motion.
All right, we've got a motion by Councilmember Calvert and a second by Councilmember Rameli. Ms. England, please call roll.
Calvert,
Yes.
Rameli,
Yes.
Coakley,
Yes.
Shack,
Yes.
Wilburn,
Yes.
Wearsome.
Yes, motion carries. So now we move to section C, properties which will be referred to the assessor's office for review. Is there anyone present to speak to any of the properties listed in section C? Is there anyone? All right. If not, I will read them into the record to be reviewed by the assessor and brought back for a decision at the reconvene on April 22nd. And so those properties are, and again, just the addresses on those, 1000 12 Oaks Center Drive, Suite 101. Second is 1000 12 Oaks Center Drive, Suite 200. The third is 1000 12 Oaks Center Drive, Suite 100. And the next one is 12,908 Minnetonka Boulevard. The fifth is 21 Westwood Road. And the final is 15802 Wayzata Boulevard. So we need, did we need any more on those addresses than that?
No, that's sufficient, thank you.
Okay, so we need a motion to move these items to the assessor's office for review. Councilor Calvert.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that the items in section C be referred to the assessing staff.
And is there a second? Councilor Wilburn.
I will second.
All right, we've got a motion by Councilor Calvert and a second by Councilor Wilburn. Ms. England, please call roll.
Calvert,
Yes.
Romaili,
Yes.
Coakley,
Yes.
Shack,
Yes.
Wilburn,
Yes.
Wearsome.
Yes, motion carries. So that is our business for tonight. The only thing remaining is for adjournment of the local board of review and equalization. Is there a motion?
And
Councilor
we
Calvert?
will just recess, sorry, not
Pardon me,
adjourn.
just not an adjournment, a recess? Okay.
thank
We
you.
will recess this meeting and we will continue it on April 22nd. Okay, Councilor Calvert?
Do we make a motion to recess, or does the mayor recess? I'll make a motion if it's needed.
We'll take a motion.
So moved.
And a second, Councilmember Wilburn. So we've got a motion
Second.
by Councilmember Calvert and a second by Councilmember Wilburn. Ms. England, please call roll.
Calvert,
Yes.
Romaili,
Yes.
Coakley,
Yes.
Shack,
Yes.
Wilburn,
Yes.
Wearsome.
Yes, motion carries. So we are recessed until 6:30 PM, at which time the April 8th, 2024 council meeting will be called to order. Thank you all.